Here's your news for December 2nd, 2019. We're starting off today's video by looking at WWE Starrcade, as the company hosted its third edition of the WCW Classic. With 11 matches on the show, only 4 were broadcast as part of the WWE Network special, as the event kicked off with a dark match which saw Seth Rollins defeat Erick Rowan. In what had previously been billed as a handicap match, The Miz battled Shinsuke Nakamura in a singles match over the Intercontinental Championship, but the King of Strong Style had Sami Zayn in his corner. Despite the A-listers' best efforts to capture the title for the 9th time, it was Nakamura who got the win, keeping the redesigned title he received last month on SmackDown. In the first televised match of the show, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows came up short against the Street Profits, though the pair of Ford and Dawkins did have Ric Flair in their corner to give them the assist. In our second title match of the night, the Kabuki Warriors continued their reign as Women's Tag Team Champions, defeating arguably the 3 biggest teams in WWE, topping Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, Bayley and Sasha Banks, and Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch to retain their titles. In what was supposed to be a last man standing match between Rusev and Bobby Lashley, Lana reminded fans of the restraining order against her husband, and since the Bulgarian couldn't approach the ring, Lashley won via forfeit. A ploy to keep the storyline going, Kevin Owens made the save, and agreed to fight the Destroyer in a straight singles match, and also made fun of Lana for dropping her Russian accent. Though the contest was fine, the bout between Owens and Lashley was short-lived, as mere minutes into the contest, Rusev appeared to attack the former ECW World Champion, leading to Owens being disqualified, giving Lashley his second win of the night. This definitely didn't sit well with fans, as the promised last man standing match never took place, and at a time when fans will criticize the company for the smallest issue, promising something big with no intention of delivering isn't what anybody needs. This final match proved to be the end of the televised portion of Starrcade, but the show still went on after the cameras finished rolling. In our third dark match, Aleister Black defeated Andrade, who had Zelina Vega by his side, and much like the last match, Andrade would be involved in the next contest, coming up short against Ricochet. In a rematch from WrestleMania 35, Randy Orton was able to topple AJ Styles, and that had to sit well with the Viper, who got his win back after the Phenomenal One defeated him at the biggest show of the year. In our penultimate match, Roman Reigns picked up the win over King Baron Corbin, before our main event saw The Fiend defend his Universal title against Braun Strowman. Inside a steel cage, this battle of the Master vs. Apprentice saw the two monsters try everything in their power to win, but it was ultimately Wyatt who ruled the day, defeating the Monster Among Men to retain his newly crafted Universal title. Though Starrcade was an interesting show to say the least, and one that got fans talking, unfortunately, many fans were unable to see even the aired part of the special live event, as the company dropped the ball big time during the show. Just as Starrcade started airing with the Street Profits vs. the OC match, network accounts on Roku, laptops, and iOS systems were unable to stream the event, leading to WWE putting out a notice during the show saying they had moved their stream to YouTube. This worked just fine for fans, but the issue with the network was still a big deal for both the company and the fans, and with folks paying $9.99 a month for the service, many fans expected better than what they received. From WWE to AEW now, as Chris Jericho's own brand of sparkling wine has sold 10,000 bottles in just 2 days. Named after his "a little bit of the bubbly" meme, Jericho's new drink is a partnership with Aerostar and Being the Elite alum Stephen Amell, and the inaugural AEW World Champion announced the tasty beverage during the November 27th edition of Dynamite in a celebration segment that also hosted Jericho's father, NHL star Ted Irvine, as well as Soul Train Jones. In celebration of his 10,000 bottles, Jericho posted a statement online, thanking fans for their support, and the multifaceted Canadian has also released a Christmas single. His own cover of Father Christmas by the Kinks, Jericho's newest work, is going to do a lot of good, as proceeds from the single will go directly to the JDRF charity, which combats type 1 juvenile diabetes. From one singer to another now, as Enzo Amore continues to make headlines thanks to actions like his stunt at last year's Survivor Series. After making a scene in the crowd, Amore was whisked backstage until the police arrived, but said on Talk Is Jericho that the company is now contacting him about a return. Though this has been flat-out denied by WWE COO Triple H, Amore said he wasn't interested in returning at all, but this attitude was before his Survivor Series stunt. He said, "So they called me a week before, bro. Somebody called me from WWE, and it might have been Vince. It was the office's number +1. So that's the first number outside the generic office's number. I don't know who it is. Maybe they're calling to tell me, hey, we've got some copyright issues or something. Or maybe they're calling me to bring me back or something. But I had a few people in the office contact me about a month prior about coming back. Would I be interested or where my head was at? I was like, hell no, I'm in a different headspace, I'm not trying to come back. I had bought Survivor Series tickets, that second row seat, about a month and a half prior, so I knew I was doing it. So by the time they called me, it was, do I answer this call or do I show up at their pay-per-view? And I knew, like I said, I wanted to book myself back into pro wrestling and I wanted to be the NWO. But how do you do that in 2019 and make it real and make it interesting and make the world buzz? Well, let's throw a wig on." The former Cruiserweight champion also said that for Raw the next day, the roster were instructed not to contact him and that flyers were sent out in the Staples Center, making sure security knew who he was. Whether Enzo ever returns to the company or not is unclear, as the investigation into sexual assault is no longer active, but we all know never to say never with WWE. Speaking of never saying never though, the company and 2K may never work together again after the latest installment in the video game franchise. According to Justin Leeper, a former writer on WWE's video games, the deal between the two is in deep trouble after 2K20 was littered with bugs, glitches, and poor character designs that made WWE look bad. According to Leeper, who wrote the Road to WrestleMania storylines in SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 to 2011, this latest patch didn't do a lot, as though they fixed glitched hair that was only in one entrance. Leeper also said that he doesn't see any more patches of significance coming soon. Leeper has also revealed that 2K is doing what it can to distance themselves from the WWE 2K20 disaster, but things just keep getting worse as folks continue to quit. He said, "I've heard about double-digit numbers of people on the team who quit. They haven't quit for other stuff, they just quit because it's like, man, I don't want this stink on me anymore. I don't care what I'm doing, I'm leaving. I'm taking my stuff and going." Revealing that when a WWE game does bad, they cut the budget, it's clear that WWE 2K21 will be made for less money, and with a smaller investment and smaller team working on it, it's hard to see how the new game will be better than this year's tragic installment. One character who made his video game debut in 2K20 was The Fiend, who in addition to being the dominant force on SmackDown, has got a new title to prove it. Revealing the demonic title on last week's SmackDown, Wyatt's new gold was quickly added to WWE's official shop website for an astonishing $6,500. While this price has quickly received backlash from fans, WWE have defended themselves, pointing out that each title was handcrafted and hand-painted by Tom Savini Studios and are limited edition items. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said that this was an experiment by WWE, and given that there are still some hardcore belt collectors, they can still expect these to sell. He said, "If they believe that nobody's willing to spend it, they would not have priced it this high. This was definitely an experiment, and if it sells well, then there will be more things like that priced in a similar range, and if it doesn't sell well, then that will be a lesson as well. Crazy though." At WWE's recent Super Show in Mexico City, Wyatt retained the title against Rey Mysterio in a cage match, and after defeating Strowman at Starrcade, fans are wondering who can possibly defeat The Fiend. From Starrcade to TLC now, as though matches are often changed in the run-up to a pay-per-view, that isn't the case for this month's event. Several weeks ago, 3 matches were announced locally for the event that will take place on December 15th, but these have been confirmed in an advertisement, as Roman Reigns will face King Corbin in a tables match. Bobby Lashley will once again face Rusev, while the Kabuki Warriors will defend their women's tag team titles against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair in the first ever women's tag team TLC match. With just under 2 weeks to go, there's still plenty of time for more matches to be announced, but not much time for new storylines to be made. One man who knows all about competing in TLC matches, having competed in 4 and won 1, is Kane, who spoke to Fox News last week about his career out of the ring. Kane, who is now 15 months into his time as Mayor Glenn Jacobs of Knox County, Tennessee, was quick to shut down any speculation on a presidential run, but did leave the door open for running for a seat with more responsibility than mayor. He said, I can assure you, you will not see me run for president because, again, I think a lot can be accomplished at the state and local levels. And I think that we often discount the importance of state and local politics because we concentrate so much on federal politics. As for higher office, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have any sort of plan or anything like that. I just want to do the best I can in the position that I'm in. You know, when the time comes and maybe look at something else. Maybe I want to do something else with my life. Right now, just the most important thing is I want to try and be, and I am being, the best mayor of Knox County, Tennessee that I can possibly be. Though we may never see the devil's favorite demon inside the Oval Office, there's always the chance he ends up in Washington in a different role. Though, if we were told a presidential candidate could set us on fire, we'd probably end up voting for him out of pure fear. From one Kane to another now, as Cain Velasquez is back in WWE and teamed up with Humberto Carrillo at the company's recent Super Show in Mexico City. Appearing at the Arena Ciudad de Mexico on Saturday, the unlikely pair defeated Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, as the former UFC star is improving with every match he has. We're looking at some contract news next, as Matt Hardy's tenure with WWE may soon be coming to an end. According to PW Insider, Hardy's contract with the company is set to expire in February, just before WrestleMania, and while Jeff's contract is also up, the WWE may keep him on due to his absence thanks to injury. On Raw recently, Hardy was brought back to lose to Buddy Murphy as part of the Australians' feud with Aleister Black, which made Hardy seem like an afterthought. According to rumors, Matt and WWE aren't too far apart when it comes to a price, but the former ECW World Champion realizes this may be the last contract he signs and wants his career to end well. This dream ending probably isn't losing in squash matches, which is ironically how his career began in the mid-90s, and this may explain the recent Free the Delete videos that have appeared on his YouTube channel. It's no secret that the WWE's Woken character didn't take off like his Broken character in Impact, and given how non-WWE promotions have treated him, it may be time for Matt to make the change. In a video on Friday, Matt said he expects everything to be resolved in a couple of months, and with the phrase 13 weeks playing in his head, this has been the biggest sign of Hardy considering his post-WWE options, perhaps to join AEW, where he has friends. Whatever happens, nobody can say that Hardy hasn't had a fantastic career in WWE, and even if he does leave, we expect it'll just be a matter of time before he's back for the annual Hall of Fame. And we're ending today with more contract news as the story of Luke Harper's WWE status continues to grow. After Harper publicly asked for his release, WWE actually added more time to his contract, as he was out with a wrist injury and neck issue, but it seems the former Bludgeon brother is preparing to leave once again. On November 26th, Harper filed for a trademark for Brody Lee, his pre-WWE name that he'll be able to use on t-shirts and for entertainment services if he chooses to leave. With AEW right around the corner, the WWE may try to get Harper to stay with a brand new, better contract, but after how the former Intercontinental Champion has been treated, it may be too little, too late.